Welcome all. So in the previous class I discussed with you that how the sales forecasting can be done for preparing the budget documents or for going for the budget and budgetary control process. And now from this class onwards we will learn about how to practically prepare the budgets and start with the sales forecasting budget, sales collection budget, then the all expenses input budgets, sub budgets, and then the preparation of the budgeted profit and loss account, then the budgeted cash statement, and then the budgeted balance sheet, right. So for the simplicity and for the say convenience for all of us, maybe Ms. you as well as mine, I have taken these two cases. These are the mini cases from the book itself. The book which I have given in the course plan is the Management Accounting by the C.T. Horn Green and other two authors. In that book, that's a beautiful book which covers the budgeting and budgetary control process very nicely, very effectively. So I have covered up most of the things from that book, and here also these mini cases which I am going to discuss with you, they are also from that book. So I found that these are very crisp cases, very clear cases, very you can call the to the point, and very convincing cases which are helping all of us. So these are in terms of the say American economy or maybe the in terms of dollars, but they are equally applicable, that whether it is in dollars or in rupees or in any currency or in any amount or in any case, the budgeting exercise, the budgetary process is going to remain the same. So for your convenience, that if you further want to refer the budget and budgetary control process and some other cases, some other problems, and want to improve your knowledge, you always refer to the book, that is Management Accounting by C.T. Horn Green and Stanton, and then there you will find this master budget as well as the next part which I will discuss with you after the master budget, that is a flexible budget. They have given very nicely, and I have also followed the same book, and these cases are also from the same book, right. So this case is, for example, what we will do is we will follow the strategy, the process that I have brought this case here enclosed it with this lecture in the PDF format. So you open the PDF format, first you read the case. Try to understand the case clearly, properly, and try to understand that what is the budget horizon, what is the budget period which is given in this case, for how many months, quarters the budget we have to prepare, whether it is for a month, for a quarter, for 6 months or for a year. This is the first thing you have to bear in your mind. Second thing is, what are the important conditions the author has given to us, that how much sales he is forecasting or the sales forecast information has been given to us, how the sales are going to be made, means what part of the sales is on the cash, what part is on the credit, then how the credit sales are going to be collected, and then you have to go for the other input budgets, sub budgets, that is the purchase budget, purchase disbursement budgets, because as we are going to sell part of our production or this firm's production on credit. Similarly, this firm has a right to buy some input, there is a raw material from the suppliers on credit. So what are those credit conditions given by the supplier? So you have to read each and everything, understand this case fully, and after that you will have to start doing it or solving it or understanding that how we prepare the budgets, starting with the sales budget, sales forecasting budget, and ending up with the budgeted balance sheet. So here first of all I will read this entire case with you or for you, and then I will highlight the important things given here, and then we will start solving it and preparing the budgets. So here it is the case, like Computer Superstores Inc. has a strong belief in using highly decentralized management. You are the new manager of the company's store in the Mall of America. So whether it is Indian market or American market does not make the difference, because otherwise we are also a global economy. You know much about how to buy, how to display, how to sell, and how to reduce shoplifting. You know the little about accounting and finance. However, top management is convinced that training for higher management should include the active participation of the store managers in budgeting process. That is the bottom to top. You have been asked to prepare a complete master budget for your store for the month of June, July and August. You are responsible for its actual full preparation. All accounting is done centrally, so you have no expert help on the premises. In addition, tomorrow the branch manager and the assistant controller will be here to examine your work. At that time, they will assist you in formulating the final budget document. The idea is to have you prepare the budget a few times so that you gain more confidence about accounting matters. You want to make a favorable impression on your supervisors, so you gather the following data. As of May 31st, 2015, whatever you take the time horizon that can be taken. We are given this you can call it as some information, which you can call it as the balance sheet of the firm, which is ending on 31st May of any year, right. It may be 5, it may be 15, it may be 17. So, we are given this data. So, we are given on the left side, this is a balance sheet position where we are given the assets starting with the current assets, and then we are given the liabilities. So, he has given that cash position of the company. The closing cash balance of the previous year was $29,000, inventory is $420,000, accounts receivables are $369,000, net furniture and fixtures are $168,000, and total assets are $986,000. Now, you talk about the liabilities. Accounts payable are $475,000, owner's equity is $511,000. Again, the liability side is also equal to the asset side. So, this is the summary of the balance sheet, and the projected sales are given to us on the right hand side about the past about 6 months, starting with April, ending with September, and all these sales are important for us. Sales forecasting are important for us. So, in this case, when you have to prepare the budget, we will have to take into consideration all these sales and sales forecasting. And now, you look at these sales are given to us for the months, and further information is very important here. What is the information given here is that credit sales are 90% of sales. It means whatever the sales we are making in any month, 90% of those sales are on credit, only 10% of the sales are on cash. So, mind it, this is a very important condition. We will have to take that into account. Credit accounts are collected 80% in the month following the sales and 20% in the following month, right. So, it is collectible over the next 2 months. Assume that bad debts are negligible and can be ignored. So, whatever the credit sales are going to be there, they are fully collectible. So, hardly there is any bad debt. The accounts receivables on May 31st are the result of the credit sales for the month of April and May, because we are going to collect the sales partly 10% in the current month of sales, the remaining sales we are going to collect in the order of that 80% of that 90% we are going to collect in the next month, and 20% of that 90% we are going to collect in the next month, right. So, this way the sales collection process will take place. This is very important information. The average gross profit on the sales is 40%. Is another important condition for calculating the cost, especially the cost of material. Now, this point or this information is very useful. The policy is to acquire enough inventory each month to equal the following month's projected cost of goods sold. All purchases are paid for in the following month of purchase, right. So, it means we are buying today and purchases we are paying or paying for the purchases to the suppliers next month. We are not paying. So, all purchases are here purchases are in the current month and payments we are making in the next month. Salaries, wages and commission average 20% of sales. All other variable expenses are 4% of sales. Fixed expenses for rent, property taxes and miscellaneous payrolls and other items are $55,000 monthly. Assume that these variables and fixed expenses require cash disbursements each month. Depreciation is 2,500 monthly, right. So, and then this is the condition here, that is the depreciation is $2,500 monthly. In June, $55,000 is going to be a sum of $55,000 is going to be disbursed for furniture or the fixture acquired in the month of May. The May 31st balance of accounts payables include this amount. Assume that a minimum cash balance of $25,000 has to be maintained all the time. That is a minimum cash balance which will be useful for preparing the cash budget. Also assume that all borrowings are effective at the beginning of the month and all payments are made at the end of the month of repayment. Interest is paid only at the time of repaying the principal. The interest rate is 10% per annum. Round interest computations to the nearest $10. All loans and principals must be paid or made in the multiples of the $1,000. So, when we are going to borrow, when there is a shortage of the cash, we are going to borrow from the bank or maybe some any other source, we will have to borrow in the multiple of thousands, and we will have to return also when there is a surplus available, we have to return that also in the multiple of thousands. If it is less than 1000, we will not borrow less than 1000 and we will not pay less than 1000. And the interest on that borrowings, when we are returning it back to the bank or to the source, then we have to return it with the interest, and the interest has to be rounded off to the nearest $10. This is another important condition. First thing required now, what we have to do is prepare a budgeted income statement for the coming quarter. Coming quarter means 3 months. That is the month of, we are here at the end of May, and now we have to prepare the budget for June, July and August. A budgeted statement of monthly cash receipts and disbursements, that means the cash budget for each of the next 3 months, and a budgeted balance sheet for the 31st August 2005, 15 or 17 or 18, whatever you deem it. So, we have to start the budget from the month of June, we have to end up with the budgeting process by 31st August. So, we are going to prepare the budget for 1 quarter, that is for the period of 3 months, that is June, July and August. All operations are evaluated on a before income tax basis. So, income taxes may be ignored here. So, no need to mention the income taxes. Explain why there is a need for a bank loan and what operating sources supply cash for paying the bank loan. So, we will have to explain it later on, because we will be knowing it after preparing the cash budget, that what is the cash position at the end of a particular month, and means are we having a surplus cash or we have to running through the shortage of the cash, and if this is the case, then from where we have to arrange the cash, and if there is a surplus, then how we have to pay it back to the bank. So, that is very important condition which will be required to be taken care of in case of the this entire budgeting exercise. So, now we will go back to this entire information and just start preparing about the different budget sub estimates, schedules, and then we will club them together, and then the result will be the budgeted profit and loss account, budgeted cash flow statement or the cash budget, and the budgeted balance sheet, right. So, now let us start preparing it, and first schedule that I will prepare for you is here is drawing this information and converting that into the different budget schedules will be the sales budget. So, what is going to be the sales budget? Looking at these conditions, we will have to clearly prepare a schedule, and we have to show in that schedule that how the sales in the next 3 months are going to be there. So, what is the monthly sales? What are the quarterly sales? How many sales are on cash? How many sales are on credit? And what is the total balance of the sales? That schedule we have to prepare. This is the first schedule. So, let us prepare this schedule and learn about that how we are going to take care of all these things. So, we are preparing the first budget, that is the sales budget, and here we have to write here, that is the sales budget, because we have to prepare the net result, will be preparing the budgeted profit and loss account, and that will not be possible until unless we prepare all these schedules, and the first schedule is, that is the sales budget. While you preparing the sales budget, you have to prepare the different columns, right. The first column here is for the particulars, then is for the months. First month is June, then second is July, and then the third one is the August. This is the August month, and then we are talking about the total sales in this quarter, right. So, we will be starting with the total amount of the sales, and when you see the sales, particulars means the sales, and it is divided into 2 parts. So, first part is the cash sales. So, we write here what is the cash sales amount. This is the first thing, cash sales. The condition given to us in the case is, what is the condition given to us in the case? That if you look at this condition, credit sales are 90% of the total sales. It means how much are the cash sales? Only 10%, right. So, if these are the only 10% sales, so in the month of June, how much we are going to sell on cash? Looking at this, what are the sales for the month of June? 700,000, July 400,000, August 400,000, right. Now, cash sales are just 10% of this, so it means against that 700,000, only say 70,000 worth of the sales are on cash. I am taking that in dollars, or you can put this dollars here one time. So, you do not need to put it again time and again. So, this is in the month of June, the cash sales are 70,000. Here in the month of July, the cash sales are going to be 40,000, and in the month of August, the cash sales are going to be again 40,000. So, what are going to be total sales? That is the cash sales, that is the $150,000. These are the cash sales. Second component of the sales is going to be now credit sales. Second component is going to be credit sales. So, what are the credit sales here? Remaining amount is the credit sales. So, against 700,000, if 70,000 are cash, so the balance is going to be how much? That is $630,000 as the credit sales. In this case, how much is going to be? $360,000 is going to be the credit sales. Here also $360,000 are going to be credit sales. So, it means the total credit sales are going to be how much? 13,50,000 rupees. 1,350,000 rupees sales are going to be the credit sales, or if you put it in the lakhs, then it is 13,50,000 worth of rupees sales are on the credit, and cash sales are 150,000. So, now you total it up. When you total it up here also on the vertical columns, so the total sales are going to be total sales, and they are going to be how much? $700,000 for the month of June. Here it is how much? $400,000 for the month of July, and $400,000 for the month of August. So, it means total sales are going to be how much? For this entire quarter it is going to be 1.5 million worth of the dollars, or the, you say simply it can be said that we are going to sell for $15 lakh of the sales we are going to attain by the end of this quarter. That is total for the 3 months, June, July and August. Total sales are going to be 15 lakhs, worth of 15 lakhs. Out of that 10%, 150,000 worth of the sales will be on cash, and the remaining sales will be on credit, which is 1.3 means $1,350,000. So, total sales are going to be how much? That is 1.5 million, or the 15 lakh worth of the dollars. This much of the sales we are going to make in this quarter. So, how this is possible? As I told you, this is the beginning process. Means sales forecasting is the beginning of any budgetary exercise or the budgeting process. Here also now practically, while solving this mini case, we are also starting with the forecasting of sales. This information the firm has generated, that over this 3 months period of time, we can sell, or there is a possibility of selling worth of the $1.5 million sales in the market. We can make, we can achieve this target, we can achieve this target, fine. So, we have done this and we have prepared this budget for us, and this is the sales budget, this is the first schedule for us. Now, I will go to the next schedule, and next schedule is, that is about the sales collection budget. Once we are going to find out how much we are going to sell, only 10% is collected as cash, remaining is on the credit. Now, how this credit is going to be collected, right? So, we will go back just to read it from the case, that what are now the collection conditions. Collection conditions are: credit sales are 90% of total sales, credit accounts are collected 80% in the month following the sales, 80% in the month following the sales. It means 80% of the 90% we are going to collect in the next month, and 20% of the 90% we are going to collect in the next to next month. So, this is a condition. No bad debts, that is negligible, we have to ignore it. And the accounts receivables on May 31 are the result of the credit sales for the month of April and May, right. Now, so we have to collect now these sales. So, let us prepare the next schedule, and that next schedule is going to be for the sales collection budget. So, next schedule, this is schedule number 2, sales collection budget. Sales collection budget, because these are the sub budgets. If you prepare these sub budgets and then you sum it up, then finally we will be able to find out the budgeted profit and loss account and the budgeted balance sheet, right. So, now cash collection budget, we will write to again here particulars. Then we write here the months here. So, when we are talking about the months, again we have the 3 months. How much we are going to collect in June, how much we are going to collect in July, how much we are going to collect in August, right. So, these are the 3 collections for the 3 months. Now, first collection will come from where? That is the cash sales, and that too in the current month. How much was the cash sales in the current month? We collected 70,000 worth of sales in the same month, 40,000 for the month of July, and again 40,000 for the month of August. These are our cash collections from the current month sales. Now, collection on accounts receivable. Collection from accounts receivable, I am writing here A/R, accounts receivable, that is a collection from accounts receivable, means the credit sales which we have made, how we are going to collect those sales. So, we are going to collect in the month of June, we are going to collect for the month of the April and for the month of May, because in the month of June only 10% will come from the sales of the current month, that is the month of June. Remaining collection will be for the month of April and for the month of May, and for the month of June we have already shown that our cash sales and collections are only 70,000, right. So, collection from accounts receivables, we are going to receive now part of the credit sales which we made in the month of April, we are going to collect that into the month of June. So, it means April sales, collection from accounts receivable means it is for the April sales. So, April sales we had made, and out of those April sales, what were the total, means why this information, now it must be clear to you why this April information is given to us. This information is given to us, the April sales were 300,000. Out of this 300,000 means the total sales collection must be, that is 30,000 is collected in the month of April itself, and whatever the remaining amount was 270,000, out of that 80% must have been collected in the month of May, and only 20% of that 270,000, which is 90% of the total sales in the month of April, we are going to collect in the month of this June. So, it means April sales we are left with the 20%, and that 20% will be collected in the month of June. So, for the April sales we are going to collect how much? 270,000 is the total sales, and 20% works out as just for, we are again putting a dollars here. So, this is a dollars collection in the dollars, and we are going to April sales we are going to collect, that is a 54,000 sales worth of sales we are going to collect. So, it means in the month of June, and nothing in the month of July, nothing in the month of August, because all the sales up to June previous month, that is April and May, they stand collected till the month of June. Now, in the month of June we will collect partly from the May sales also. So, May sales we are going to collect here. So, it means how much we are going to collect for the May sales? 252,000, 252,000, and this is going to be how much? This is going to be 80% of the 90% sales which we made in the month of May, and we are going to collect that in the next month, that is 80% of the credit sales we are going to collect in the month of May, that is 252,000, and remaining amount will be collected in the month of July. That amount will be how much? 63,000. So, this is the total collection and nothing. Now, the total collection for the month of May sales are collected 10% in the month of May itself, 80% in the month of June, and 20% of the credit sales in the month of July. So, now nothing will be collected for May sales in the month of August, right. Now, we go for the collection from the June sales. June sales. So, if you talk about the June sales, we have already collected from June sales, that is the 70,000 which was in cash, and nothing we are going to collect for the month of June sales in the month of June now from the credit, because credit will be collected now in the next month. So, mean for the June 80% of the 90% of sales will be collected, that is 504,000 rupees in the month of July for the sales which we made in the month of June, and remaining 126,000 we are going to collect in the month of August. So, it means June sales also stand collected, 70,000 be collected here, 504 be collected in July, and remaining 126,000 be collected in the month of August. So, total sales which we made in the month of June, that is worth of the $700,000, they are collected by the August, and now nothing is due for the April sales, for the May sales, for the June sales. Now, we talk about the July sales. If you look at the July sales now, July sales, we are going to collect how much? Nothing in June and nothing in July. We have already collected in July the cash part, that is 40,000 we have already collected, and remaining amount means 80% of the 90% of the sales of July we are going to collect here, that is in the month of August, and that works out as $288,000. $288,000. So, it means now we will talk about here is, that is the total collections, right, total collections. Total collections here are going to be how much? We are going to collect the total amount, that is 376,000. So, it means this amount works out as, we have already collected this is cash sales 70, 40, 40, and now we have the total remaining amount. This we are going to collect here is, this amount is going to be 376,000. $376,000. In this month we are going to collect $607,000 of the sales, and in this month we are going to collect total is $454,000 of the sales. So, total collections are going to be how much? 376,000 in the month of June, 607 in the month of July, and 454,000 in the month of August. These all means this information with regard to the collection of sales in terms of cash will further be utilized in the cash budget. When we will prepare the cash budget, they will be show that how much collection means what is the inflow of the cash in the cash statement, how much is coming from the sales as a collection of sales. So, we will show there that the collection for the month of June, or the receipt for the month of June is 376,000, for the month of July 607,000, and for the month of August 454,000. And now for the month of August, it means how much we have sold for the month of August. The sales for the month of August are 400,000, right. Out of that how much we have collected here, that is the 40,000 we have collected in the month of August. So, it means part of the August sales, that is 360,000 plus 20% of the 90% of the credit sales of month of the July will be collected in the month of September. So, it means we are going to have some information about, and that information will be in terms of the accounts receivable. So, accounts receivable now will be calculated as that part of the collection for the August sales, part of the collection of the July sales, and then that amount will work out as the total accounts receivable, and that accounts receivable will take directly, that information will take directly to the balance sheet. So, it means the first schedule was the sales budget. Depending upon the sales condition, credit and cash information, we prepare the second schedule, that is the sales collection budget, and now we will prepare the third schedule, that is the purchase budget. Looking at the information given to us, that is what is the purchase budget, we will go for that, and purchase information is given to us directly. So, if you look at the purchase information, it is already given in the case, and that information is how that we have to go for the this information here. If you look at, we are given here that the average gross profit on sales is 40%. So, it means what does it mean? 40% is the gross profit. So, it means the cost of production is 60%. Cost of production is 60%. And what is the cost of production? That is the material cost and the other operating expenses cost. Other operating expenses information is given to us separately very clearly, that is the fixed as well as the variable operating cost. So, it means you can easily assume that this 60% cost is just for the material. So, we are going to purchase 60% of the cost of the goods sold in terms of the material we are going to purchase. So, first we will prepare the purchase schedule, and after that we will prepare the payment for the material schedule, and then the schedule for the payment of the other operating expenses, right. So, that purchase schedule, purchase for the material schedule and for the other operating expenses schedule we will prepare in the next class, and then accordingly we will proceed further for preparing the say the budgeted profit and loss account, the cash budget and the budgeted balance sheet. So, for the moment I stop here, and the remaining schedules we will prepare in the next class. Thank you very much.